Good evening, everybody. My name is Zane Aitchison, and tonight I'll be presenting you with my graduation speech for Year 7. I have been at Hope Christian College for about 1 year and a half now. When I first came to the school, I felt scared. But after a few days at school, I got used to it. After a week or so, I made friends. But making friends at this school is really easy because everyone is nice. I would like to thank Mrs. McCormack for helping me get through Year 6, Mr. Corkett for teaching us maths and sport, Mrs. Dewey for teaching us Korean. But the best bit about Year 6 were my friends, apart from excursions. In Year 7, we got some new people, which was exciting. Mr. Corkett is really nice and taught us sport. We played cricket, all-rounders, soccer, rugby, etc. And Mr. Tan for teaching us maths. Mrs. Dowd is probably one of the best teachers I've had in my whole life at school. She taught us social science, health and art, and Mr. P for teaching us English. The teachers at the school are really nice, especially Mrs. Green, but sadly she left the school. Everyone was shocked when they realised that she was leaving. I would like to thank Mr. Thompson for cleaning the toilets after school every day. I would definitely like to thank my mum and dad, but mostly mum, because without her I wouldn't be here at the school, because she was the one that found the school for me. I would like to thank my dad for helping me with homework and being the work of the house. I'm really looking forward to Year 8. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kelly Aiken. I have been at Hope Christian College for 3 years now. When I came to Hope, everyone was so nice. So when we get a new student, I'm always nice because it really helps to know when someone will be friendly and kind. I can't wait to go on to high school. I am really looking forward to choosing some of my subjects. The thing that I'm really looking forward to in high school is having some teachers that I have not had teach me before. And no, I am not trying to get rid of the teachers I've had for the last 3 years. When I am older, I would like to be a chef. That is my dream job. I would like to thank all the teachers that have had me throughout, have taught me and had to put up with me. But most of all, I'd really like to thank Mrs. McCormack because she has helped me to develop and she has helped me express myself and my passion. Thank you, Mrs. McCormack. Mrs. D, thank you for helping me when I need help. Thank you for being there for me and for teaching me and helping me to be better at everything I do. A big thanks to Mrs. Staples with everything that you've helped me with, like family and friends and more. Thank you to Mr. Tan for Year 7 Math. I hope to have you next year. Mr. P, thank you for English. You have really helped me with English and helped me get better at it. I can't wait to have you next year with all the subjects, especially sport. Thank you to my beloved parents for helping me with my homework and all the other bits. A big thank you to my brother Michael for putting up with me and helping me study and finding different ways to keep me focused. Thank you for just being here for me. Thank you to Mr. Stone for putting me into this school. Otherwise I wouldn't know where I'd be right now and I wouldn't have all these wonderful friends. Thank you to everyone I've just mentioned and anyone that I might have missed. Thank you and good night.
Teachers and students. My name is Jordan Brogler. I was born in Melbourne, Victoria, and I moved to WA when I was 8. I've participated in this school since Year 5. Since I was young, I've tried to do my best at my work, and I've always tried to achieve a certain percentage in my tests or exams. But when you're young, especially me, the reason why I tried my best is to be the top of the class, or to be the best. But now, as we are going into high school, I need to look at my work at a different perspective and achieve goals that can actually help me throughout life, which means not to always be the best or the top student. Right now, I don't really know what I want to achieve or become, but I trust my family and teachers to help me when I needed help. So I would like to thank a few people that have helped me since I came to the school. I'd like to thank Mrs. Green for always greeting me every morning or whenever I pass by the office. And to Mr. and Mrs. Stone for giving me a warm welcome when I came to the school. And to Mrs. McCormack for always helping me with the hard times in Year 6 or just whenever I needed help. Thank you to Megan, Mrs. Burns, for giving me a toastie or a salad when I forgot to bring lunch, or just giving me a hug when I needed it. Thank you to Mr. Tan for helping us in math, and Mrs. D for helping us in social and science. And thank you for Mr. P for even in the most boring times, you still made it fun while putting a few jokes in our classes, and for always helping us through difficult lessons. And for Mr. Corkett for getting all of us involved in sport, even though some of us try to avoid it or don't like sport, but making our sport lessons fun. And thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Thompson for cleaning and helping our school. I don't know what the school would look like without you. And thank you to Mrs. Bustop for helping all of us who need help. And I would like to thank my parents for, first off, my stepdad for being there to help with my schoolwork, especially with my science, and for my mum for being the best mum I could ever choose for helping me in school or just family. And when there's hard times in life, she always helps others. I don't think you realise how much I'm thankful for you. And I'd like to thank my dad who couldn't be here, but he has really helped me through my life, and although I can't always see him, I can just ring him over the phone. And I'd like to thank my sisters and brothers who are always there to make fun and just to be there as a family. Even though I can't see them all, I'm still grateful that they are there for me. Thank you, parents, teachers and principal, for listening.
Good evening, parents, teachers, classmates and Mr. Stone. My name is Mitchell Brooks and I was born in Western Australia, Kalgoorlie. And I've been at Hope Christian College for 8 years and I wish to stay for longer. This whole time I've been at Hope Christian College, I have gone through hard times. They were not easy, but I still managed to get through them. I've learned a lot of things, like how to become a better friend. When I came to this school, the first classroom I went to was the pre-primary class. And when I walked in, the first person I saw was a boy named Preston, and he is still here today. I had lots of fun with Preston in the playground from year 3 to year 5. Even though we got hurt, we just got up and started laughing and started to play again. Preston, you're an awesome friend to have. Thank you. After all these years, I have gone through hard times, but I couldn't have done it without from the people who have helped me. So I'm going to thank the teachers first and then move on to my parents. So I would like to thank Mrs. Gottachini, even though she's not here. She taught me for 2 years, but sometimes she could be a little bit strict, but that's what teachers do. And you were one of my favourite teachers as well. Thank you, Mrs. Gottachini. And Mrs. Wilson for also teaching me for 2 years. You were nice to me and nice to people, and especially me, because sometimes I could be a bit of a handful. Thank you, Mrs. Wilson. And Mrs. Robinson, you were my year 4 teacher, and you were an awesome teacher to have in the classroom. I always enjoyed you for my teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Robinson. And Mrs. Stone for teaching me year 5. I had so much fun in the classroom, and I always enjoyed being there as well. Thank you, Mrs. Stone. And Mrs. McCormack, you were my year 6 teacher, and you were one of my favourite teachers to have. You were always teaching with a smile on your face. I just loved doing your science experiments. They were always so funny. Thank you, Mrs. McCormack. And Mr. C for teaching us in years 6 and 7. I just love doing sport because I can just run around. And Mr. P for teaching me English in year 7. I always enjoyed you for a teacher, but I wasn't that person who liked English. But Mr. P, you always made it so fun. Thank you. And finally, Mrs. D, you were my year 7 homeroom teacher, and you're an awesome teacher. You're always smiling and always helping others. And my favourite subject to do with you is Bible, because I love how you teach Bible. You just make it so fun. So thank you, Mrs. D, for an awesome year this year. And thank you to my parents, especially my mum, for getting everyone up and ready for school. I have no idea how you can do it all by yourself. You're always encouraging me to do my best. And Dad, you're always scaring me, but I always get you back. Thank you, Mum and Dad. I love you guys a lot. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my speech.
Hello and good evening. My name is Tarkin Buckley. This is my first year at Hope Christian College. I started here in the second term. I come from Pinjarra Senior High School in Pinjarra. I enjoy being at school because all my peers are always so nice. I've never been to a school where everyone is so nice like this. My teacher is Mrs. D. She's awesome and is easily the best teacher I've ever had. I thank her for helping me, even though I thank her for being an awesome teacher. In the future, I'd like to be a cricketer and play for Australia. That would be my ultimate dream. Thanks for listening to my speech.
Good evening, parents, teachers and students. My name is Kiara and this is my first year at Hope. This school is so wonderful and I cannot wait for my future. Before this school, I attended a school in college. It wasn't the best for me. There were lots of mean things said and done. When my parents decided to send me here, I wasn't very happy with the decision until the first day when I had instant friends. It was amazing. Thank you. My life now has completely changed and I have a much better education and so many friends. I would like to thank my parents for sending me to this awesome school. I'd like to say thank you to my friends for staying with me this whole year and helping me when I need help. Thank you very much. Oh, and the teachers, where do I start? You have been awesome. Thank you so much for teaching us the way you do. You have been amazing. Thank you everyone and I hope you enjoy the rest of tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scarlett Harris. I came to Hope in Year 4 and Mrs. Robinson was my teacher. Before I came to Hope, I went to a school called St. Anne's Primary School, and I'm so glad that Mum and Dad found Hope. I've always been an odd kid because I love school and homework. Now some people I'd like to thank. Mr. C for always making me smile and putting up with me in sport. Mr. Tan for teaching me maths and making me laugh. Mr. P and Mrs. D for teaching me and making me benefit from all my work and striving for my best. And to Rachel, Emily, Charlotte, Rebecca, Kelly and Andrea For me, my friends, and always helping me with my problems. I don't know what I would do without you guys. And to my mum and dad, I thank God every day for the gift of family. And God has given me the best and most precious family in the world. Thank you.
Good evening, parents, students and teachers. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rebecca Jones. I was born in Cape Town, South Africa. I moved to Australia when I was 5. When I came to this school, I came during the middle of Year 1, and before this school, I was attending at Parkfield Primary. My goal for high school is to achieve the very best I can do. I'm glad we as a class are making that transition to high school together. We have been able to make lifetime friendships. I would like to thank my teachers and parents. Mr. Tan for helping me with my maths and teaching me new things. Mr. P for helping with my English. Mr. C for pushing me my hardest in sport. Mrs. D for helping me with the subjects I struggle with. And for my parents, Dad, Mum and Rick. Thank you all for supporting and encouraging me in all my subjects. And for Emma for helping me with my maths. I really appreciated it. Thanks, Gran, for staying longer to be here tonight. And lastly, for April for coming down from Perth to be here tonight. I really enjoyed my time as a Year 7 student. Thank you and God bless.
Good evening, parents, teachers and families. My name is Alison Norton. I've been at Hope for 7 years now, and I've loved every moment of it. I originally came from Zimbabwe, Harare, Zimbabwe, that's all. And I moved when I was about 18 months old. I first started at a school, Australian Christian School, which is now Geograph Grammar. I moved to Hope when I turned 5, and I remember Mrs. Scalacini's class. I remember seeing Joshua Woodcock, Mitch, Preston, and about 2 weeks later Rebecca came, and we were the original in the class. At school I've never been the biggest achiever, but I know that I did try my hardest. And I know that will help me later in life. In high school, I really wanted to work hard and achieving a pass in maths. I've always loved sport and hope to follow that as I get older. And I'm trying not to fidget in class or get distracted. Throughout my school life, Mum and Dad and all my teachers have stood by me, pushing me to my limits academically and reassuring that God's love never fails, as it says in Hebrews. Jesus Christ is saying yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And to my teachers, all of them I cannot, tonight I count all of them, but I can't say them right now. And to my teachers who helped me this year, because Year 7 was a huge jump for me. Thank you, Mr. Tan, for putting up with me in maths, even though I didn't understand it. And for Mr. P for encouraging us all to do our best this year and believing in us. And to Mrs. D for putting up with my dad jokes all year. And for showing us the right way when we needed help. But mostly to my grandmother who died recently. She always had faith that I could do something incredible. And here we are, at the end of primary school and beginning high school. Thank you for listening, and good evening.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Joshua Napoli, and I will now be presenting to you my graduation speech for Year 7. This year was quite a scary one for me in a lot of ways, but probably one of the best. My whole life I've been at Grace Christian School in Bunbury, so you can probably understand why it was hard for me to move here. This year I was a new student at this school, and I was a little shy at the start. I didn't know if anybody would like me, but it turns out that everybody at this school are really nice people. I made so many new friends, not just with the people in my class, but across the whole school. It took me a while to get used to the different things at the school. I caught on eventually, and I really enjoyed how things worked around school. Luckily for me, I played soccer, so fitting in with the boys wasn't very hard, because they would play soccer too. The main thing we did during lunch and recess was play soccer anyway. Other than recess and lunch, Class periods were enjoyable with all our different teachers. Every lesson was educational and fun in some way, and I hope it will stay the same in high school next year. There are a number of people I'd like to thank for making this year the best. Firstly, I would like to thank the teachers. The teachers here at Hope have a good understanding of everything and treat everybody the same. I know they work very hard to supply and teach everything to a class, and I couldn't thank them any more for it. We had several teachers this year for the different subjects that we were taught, and I'd like to thank them all. Our homeroom teacher was Mrs. Dowdy. She taught us Bible, science, social, health, and art. I love her strong faith in God and her caring heart among the students at the school. I've learned a lot of things from Mrs. Dowdy this year, and I can't wait to learn more exciting things from her in the future. Thank you, Mrs. Dowdy. The next teacher I'd like to thank is Mr. P. Mr. P was our English teacher, and he was amazing. He taught us spelling, language, reading, writing, and grammar. Mr. P always pushes people to their full potential, which is great, and has a strong faith in God. He has taught me greatly this year, and I'm really looking forward to having sport with him next year and learning more things from him. Thank you, Mr. P. The next teacher I'd like to thank is Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan was our math teacher, and he taught us many things throughout the year. Math classes were always fun for me with Mr. Tan. He likes telling funny jokes to help us learn, and even just basic things, so we can remember certain math problems. Mr. Tan has been a great teacher, and I hope I can have him again as a teacher in the future. Thank you, Mr. Tan. The next teacher is Mr. Corkett. Mr. Corkett was our sport teacher for this year. I've always enjoyed sport more than the other subjects, and Mr. Corkett made sport even more enjoyable. We played lots of athletic games and the fun basics like soccer, cricket, rugby, baseball, etc. Mr. Corkett is a very fun and nice teacher, but you better watch out because he always has jokes and tricks up his sleeve. Hopefully I can have Mr. Corkett as a teacher again because he has been awesome. Thank you, Mr. Corkett. There are other people around the school that need recognition for their hard work, such as Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. They put a lot of work into keeping the school clean, mowing the lawns and fixing things around the school premises. Sometimes you won't even realise they are there, but our school would look shocking without them. Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. Last but definitely not least, I'd like to thank my loving parents and grandparents. They always encourage me and lift me up when I'm feeling down and help me whenever I need help. They always support me during school, and I love them very much for what they do for me. I'd also like to thank my sister for cheering me up and making me laugh when I'm stressed or worried. She always makes me feel better, and she makes me realise how lucky I am to have a sister. I love my family very much, and I think school would be impossible without them. Thank you so much to my family. This year has been amazing, and I really can't wait to move on into high school next year. Once again, thank you teachers, staff, and my family for teaching me and helping me throughout the year. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Preston Ocean. I have been in this school for 8 years, from pre-primary to year 7. I was in pre-primary. When I was in pre-primary, the school was very small in size, and there were barely any classrooms compared to today. My teacher was Mrs. Scotticini. When I did sport, we had Mrs. D for it. In pre-primary, I didn't have any friends because I was the only pre-primary in that grade until Josh and Mitchell came. And they were my first friends in that grade. Ever since, we have been friends. When I get to high school, I hope to achieve great grades and a good job until I can get a better job to look forward to. I would like to study to become a helicopter pilot, but that costs a lot of money to get a license. So I'll become a welder until I can afford a pilot's license. Then hopefully I'll get the job to test out helicopters. For the past 8 years I've been at this school, there have been tons of people who have helped me to this stage. People that I'm thanking are the people who have helped me the most. For Mum for being helping me with my homework and made most of the dinners for us, our family. And Dad for being the worker to earn the money to get the food that Mum makes. And to Mr. and Mrs. Lofthouse for driving us to the bus stop when Dad could not make it. There are many other teachers and parents to thank as well. That concludes my speech for tonight. So everyone, have fun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and especially my family. My 13 years old. I live in Collie. I was born in Victoria, Bendigo. I came at the start of this year. I'm looking forward to high school, choosing some of my subjects and having some teachers that I've not seen before. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends again. And I'm also looking forward to sports because it's going to be advanced. Thank you, Mr. P. I would like to say thank you to the people that I love, my mum and my dad, for sending me here. I really like it here. I would also like to thank the people that have helped me through the year. And that is Mrs. D, Mr. Tan, and Mr. P. My teachers have helped me with my learning. Before I came here, I didn't know anything, but now I'm really doing well. I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Corkett for sports. I really like it, and I'm going to miss sports with him. I'd like to say thank you to the 5 people that really had my back and were there for me. Andrea, Beck, Kelly, Rachel, Charlotte, and Scarlett. And thank you to the people who came to support me here tonight. You have done a lot for me. I have enjoyed my time here very much. I have made friends that will last my lifetime. Also learning that hope is actually great. I had an awesome time here. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Stone, teachers, parents and fellow classmates. My name is Matthew Robinson and I was born in Zimbabwe. I moved to Australia when I was 2 years old and I've been at Hope Christian College for 3.5 years. The first school I went to was St. Anne's Primary School in Harvey. When my brother and I moved to this school, we were greeted with a warm welcome from Mrs. Green and made lots of new friends which both helped us settle in from the very beginning. Sport lessons were my favourite part of the week and I used to count down the minutes until the lesson. Each year I've learnt more and more about God and the love that He has for each and every one of us. I've enjoyed all the years I've been at Hope thoroughly and hope to spend the rest of my school life here. Further on in my life, I would like to persevere to get the highest marks I can in all subjects and to open my opportunities for when I leave school. I would like to say thank you to all the teachers and students that made Year 7 enjoyable. Firstly to Mrs. D, teaching us science, art, health and Bible, and for making all these subjects educational. Mr. P taught us English in an exciting and engaging way, which made all aspects of English enjoyable. He helped me improve my marks and also helped me find pleasure in learning English. Thank you, Mr. Tan, for teaching us maths. Your lessons were always informative and exciting. I always enjoyed each of your lessons that you taught us and I hope to have you a teacher again in the future. Thank you, Mr. Corkett, for teaching us sport. I always look forward to your fun and exciting lessons. My favourite activity was the cross-country relay, but we played many more games and he taught us to play many different sports. I would love to have you again for future lessons. Thank you to my brother for always pushing me to my limits and supporting me through tough times in life. You are always there for me. To Mum and Dad, your unfailing love means everything to me. Thank you for always being there whenever I need help. Thank you, Dad, for pushing me to do my best in school and in life. I would like to grow up to be like you and follow in your footsteps. Thank you, Mum, for being my taxi to and from sport and cheering me up every day. You always put a smile on my face. I would like to end with a quote by Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking your time and coming to our school to listen to our speeches. My name is Ruby Schoen, and I was born in Kununurra, Western Australia in the Kimberleys.
I grew up on Christmas Island. I grew up on Christmas Island. We moved here 3 years ago, and I was blessed to have the lovely Mrs. Stone for my first teacher. I have a small little poem thing for each of the teachers that have really helped me, and I'll start with the wonderful Mrs. Stone. Unfortunately, she's not here tonight, but I hope Mr. Stone can tell her what I said. Mrs. Stone is kind and caring and just what you need when you come from a different place. For me, I sat down, I gave up, I didn't try, but she comes along, she picks you up, she makes you stand, she pushes you forward. She helps you do things that you never thought you could do. She smiles, she hugs, and she makes you feel good about yourself. Thank you, Mrs. Stone. The second person I'd like to thank is Mrs. McCormack. Mrs. McCormack, she pushed me so far, further than I ever would go. She didn't let me be lazy and she didn't like excuses. I had tons of those. She pushed me towards reading and she opened my mind and heart to things I never thought I would enjoy. She believes and she cares, and that is why I'm thanking her tonight. Thank you, Mrs. McCormack. Mrs. D, what can I say? To be honest, I didn't really enjoy yr7 because it's hard and I'm over primary school, but I enjoyed our little debates and I enjoyed the freedom you gave me. I enjoyed taking all the photographs for our excursions and I enjoyed you letting me be my own person. I also enjoyed the dad jokes. Mrs. D, I have a dad joke for you and Alistair too. There was 2 peanuts walking down the street. One of them was assaulted. Mr. P, I have a Coke can for you. I also have a few laps left to do, and only a page in my book left to read, and then I'm done. And I don't think I need to kick up the Although I might have needed it a few weeks earlier, I made it through. I got to the end. Finally. I really hate running. Mr. 10, it's time to wake me up from a daydream about nothing and throw me back into the exciting world that is mathematics. Thank you for teaching me, and thank you for math tutorials, taking your own time to teach the kids that find it hard. I really thank you for that, Mr. 10, and I will never, ever, ever I will never, ever, ever get bored of asking you about Canada, eh? Mrs. Staples, there is too much to say and too little time to say. And I don't want to cry, and I really don't want to make you cry. So, I'm not going to mention what you do for this school. I'm not going to mention how much you do for me, and how you lift me up whenever I talk to you. I'm not going to mention what you would do for any one of these students. I'm not going to mention how you make me feel happy, and how you help me. And I'm definitely not going to mention how you help me with spelling, reading, and friends, and how you help every child that needs help. Even if it's out of your own time, you will do whatever it takes. And since I don't want to make you cry, I guess all I want to say is thank you. And I really love you, Mrs. Staples. Mum, Dad, Sarah, my weird and wacky family. I love you guys. Dad, thank you for being such a great dad and always doing stuff that I ask you to do, like watching all the anime shows and reading the books I ask you to. And helping me with music that when Mum can't. Thank you for teaching me how to play guitar and helping me with my piano. Sarah, thank you for being my big sister and being the person I can go to when I'm too scared to talk to Mum and Dad. Thank you for being the person that I go to when I need fashion advice, since I have no fashion sense. Mum, thank you for pushing me. Thank you for making me do my homework and cleaning my room. Because if you didn't do that, I would just lie on my bed and do nothing. But you make sure I do things, you make sure I try, you make sure I study, and you make sure I do everything you ask me to do. And even though I push, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Mum. And I love my weird and wacky family. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrea Sorch, and I term 2 this year. It was a rough year. In the first 3 terms, I have been in 3 different schools. Large School Menlo Park in Pretoria, Applecross Senior High School in Perth, and Hope Christian College. In this year, I've moved from primary school to high school and back to primary school again. Aside from this, it was quite challenging for me to suddenly do all my studies in English. Afrikaans is my first language. I, however, consider it a great privilege to be living in Australia. My goal for high school is to do the best that I possibly can, because I would one day like to further my studies at university. When I grow up, I want to be a vet or an architect. I know that I will have to study very hard, but I am confident that with the guidance of all my wonderful teachers, I will make a success of it. I would like to thank my friends for being so nice and making me feel at home since day one. I am so grateful for having them in my life and always being there for me when I needed them the most. Thank you for all the fun and good times we had, and I'm so glad that they are going to be right by my side when we enter the mysterious world called high school. Thank you, Mrs. B, for helping me to make good decisions and preparing me for high school. Thanks for being such a wonderful teacher. Thank you, Mr. P, for believing in me and teaching me how to speak better English. I had a fantastic time. Dear Mr. Tan, I would like to thank you for opening up the wonderful world of math and helping me to solve problems that I didn't understand. And Mr. Stone for your guidance and wisdom. Thank you, Mum and Dad, that we could move to Australia. It was a hard decision, but everything turned out great. Thanks, Mom, for being there for me through the whole journey and helping me to stay strong through the tough times. Leaving South Africa was not easy at all, but my family kept me motivated to keep going because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But most importantly, I would like to thank God for all the wonderful people in my life that helped me. Thank you, Lord, that I am so blessed to be in such a wonderful school and country.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, students and teachers. My name is Charlotte Vannett. I'm 13 years old and I live in Boyna. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I have only been at Hope for 3 terms. Before I came here, I was at a small school. By small, it had literally 30 students in the school. When I moved, it was a big change. The 2 biggest changes I experienced were firstly not being in the same class as my sister Malaysia, and secondly leaving all my friends who are pretty much my family behind. I still really miss my old friends, but now have lots more friends who are my age. It was very daunting going from 30 kids to almost 300. I have really enjoyed it here at Hope because everyone is so friendly. When I first moved to Hope, I thought as soon as I walked through the school that I would never in a million years fit in. That was kind of true until Andrea came. Then I felt like someone actually understood all my crazy weird obsessions, like the Hunger Games. Even though I don't like changes, since moving here, I have found that change isn't always a bad thing. I'm very excited about high school because there are so many opportunities. I'm really excited about sport with Mr. P because it is going to be a challenging adventure that I'm going to enjoy. High school is going to be a big journey, and I'm not going to be able to get through it without my friends. Life is a story, and there are many chapters I have not yet read. Some people I would like to thank are my parents for being there, helping me along the way, and for taking care of me. I would also like to thank my teachers. I would especially like to thank Mrs. D and Mr. P for always pushing me and helping me reach my potential. Another few people who have played an important role in my school year are Rachel, Andrea, Emily, and Kelly. The reason they are important is because they have constantly been there for me and had my back, so I would just like to acknowledge them. One of the most important people I would like to thank is my sister Marsha. The reason I would like to thank her is because she has always been there for me and just loved me, even when I wasn't very lovable. She has also been there to cheer me up and make me laugh when I was sad. Thank you for listening to my speech.
teachers, Mr. Stone in Year 7 of 2015. My name is Katrina. I'm 13 years old and I was born and raised in Collie, Western Australia. I've been to Hope for 4 years now and I've been to 2 other schools in the past. And honestly, I didn't like those schools at all. I was getting bullied pretty much every day and I had no friends. In 2012, I moved to Hope and I was scared that it would just be the same story all over again. I thought I'd be bullied again and I'd have no friends. But it was the opposite of what I thought. The class was so welcoming and kind. And the teachers were all such amazing people. And I'm so happy at this school. Well, I am happy. When I'm an adult, or maybe even next year, I would love to start a band with my friends and maybe even tour Australia. Music is such a huge passion for me and it would be amazing if it could be part of my everyday life. Thank you to all the teachers I've had at Hope over these 4 years. Thank you to Mrs. Deere for being such a kind-hearted and wonderful person ever since the first day I came into the doors of Hope Christian College and for teaching me new things every day. Thank you to Mr. Tan for helping me in class when I'm struggling in my work. Thank you to Mr. P for being an extremely kind-hearted and funny teacher. I can't wait to have you next year. Thank you to Mrs. Staples for always being such a kind-hearted soul, and you're always going out of your comfort zone to make everyone else around you happy. Thank you to my wonderful yet slightly insane class. You guys make me laugh, smile, and I'm definitely not in the mood to. And my wonderful, kind, loving family, thank you for always being there for me and for loving me. And thank you to anyone that I've missed. Thank you to everyone that's been part of this amazing journey, and I can't wait to continue with you all.
Good evening, parents, teachers, and students. My name is Rachel Webb. I have been at Hope Christian College for 4 years, and I've had a great time here. Hope Christian College was the first school that I have ever had friends. I'd like to thank Kelly, Scarlett, Emily, Rebecca, Charlotte, Andrea, Ruby, and Kiara for always being there and having my back. And when I'm sad, you're always there to make me laugh. You guys are like family to me. At the end of this year, I will be moving schools. And when I do, I will miss every one of you. But when I do move, I hope that we can still see each other and stay friends. Through the years I have been at Hope, I have received a lot of loving friends. Even though we may have gone through some hard times together, and when this has happened, I learned that when we come out the other side, that what makes our friendship stronger. In the future, I'd like to become a special effects makeup artist. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's someone that does fake cuts and burns and things like that you see in horror movies and stuff like that. Even though my friends think that it's pretty weird and disgusting, and when I show them the pictures, they will gross out and look at me really weirdly. But they still think of me as a friend, and I love that about you guys. I would also like to thank all the teachers I've had: Mrs. D, Mrs. Stone, Mrs. Robinson, Mrs. McCormack, Mr. B, Mr. C, and Mr. Tan. Thank you for helping me when I needed it and for making me smarter. I would also like to thank Mr. Stone for letting me attend this school. Mrs. Staples, you have done so much for me. Even though you've taken your time out for other people, you always come and help me in the end. I love you for that, and I hope that we can keep in contact when I leave. I would also like to thank my sister Bethany. Thank you, Bethany, for keeping me safe, and also when I'm scared you were there. Even though sometimes we get mad and yell at each other, but I love it how when we're feeling well and we're playing together, you always have that lovely smile on your face. Even though at the moment you are sick and that you're very sore, I loved it how you came tonight. I love you, Bethany. The most important people in my life that keep a roof over my head and keeping me safe. Mum and Dad, thank you so much. I can't say or explain my feelings for what you've done. I love you guys and thank you for everything. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic night.
Don't go to see just at prizes, just say my speech first. Good evening, parents, Mr. Stone, relatives, and fellow classmates. My name is Joshua Woodcock, and I was born in Sydney, Perth. My first school I went to was Parkfield in Australia, but I was only there for half a year for kindergarten. Then I went to this school, Hope Christian College, when I was 5. I've been at this school for 8 years, and I wish to stay for longer. The first person I saw in pre-primary is now my best friend, is Preston Uptree. He was there from the beginning of school and hopefully to the end. Back then, when I was at the school pre-primary, we didn't have much stuff. We didn't even have a playground or this hole on any of the classrooms we have today. All we had were these mini swings at the front of school near the car park. That was one of my favourite things. I remember on the bottom oval, it was like a desert. We were lucky to even have those soccer posts down near the bottom oval, because that was my favourite thing to do. But besides soccer, I loved running races with the year ones when I was in pre-primary. But now today, for Hope Christian College in 2015, we have a playground, more goalposts, and heaps of other stuff. I've been thanking a number of people in my speech, and first of all, starting with my parents. To my mum, thank you for being there for me and helping me in school. I don't know how you I don't know how you help 5 children all the time before school. I don't know how you do it. And sometimes you might get frustrated, but you always get through it. Dad, thank you for always being there for school, even when Mum told you to. Thank you for just making jokes on me and having fun with me. I'd like to thank all the teachers for teaching me about God and all the subjects I needed to know. But a special thanks to Mrs. McCormack. Thank you for being my teacher in Year 6. Thank you for helping me grow to a person spiritually and mentally. I don't know what I would do without you and this school. I'd also like to thank Preston Uptree for being there by my side. You're with me in the school all the way, and hopefully I can see you out of school. Thanks, Presto. There's a saying from a famous soccer player. Don't laugh at me because this is his real name. His name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and his quote is impossible is nothing. I want to keep that in my mind as I move to high school and beyond. So, to remind myself that impossible is nothing, that I can achieve my goals. Also, a verse from the Bible, Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's also another thing I want to remember as I move to high school and go out of school. I remember that with you, Lord, I can do all things. Thank you for listening to my speech.
I'd like our Year 7 students to please stand up for me. Mums and dads, I'm pretty certain you'll be very, very proud. As a teacher, I'm always very proud when I get to see these students stand up here and often deliver a speech that I've not even had a chance to hear. You guys are now very close to being finished with your year 7 year. So we just want to wish you the very, very best. And I'd like mums and dads, we can just give them a massive round of applause. Well done. But before that, the sweets are going to be served now, and we'll make our way over there, and it's a really, really fantastic chocolate cake, really sweet, and Christian.
You know, she's got some cherries. Someone else brought those. She never sauce it.